Kobe, basically, one game left. Just what's on your mind right now?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I feel really excited and very happy, and looking forward to lacing them up one more time.
Kobe, I know you've seen a lot of things in your career, but have you seen a guy get a triple-double in the first half?
Yeah, I've never seen a guy get a triple-double as many times as he has in a season. Yeah, it's pretty outrageous, what he's been able to do all year long. And it seems to fly underneath the radar because of what Steph's doing up there in Golden State and what they're doing as a team, but I mean, he's having a historical season himself, and he's probably the most athletic player I've ever played against.
Playing against Kevin and Russell last time, you feel like you're leaving the league in good hands now with these two?
No question about it. I think the league is filled with young, talented players, competitive players that really love the game, care about the game, and no doubt about it.
How many similarities do you see between you and Russell Westbrook?
A ton. I mean, I didn't smile much on the court either when so but he plays the game with such an energy and such an aggressiveness, and I think that needs to be appreciated. I mean, he's not out there trying to be cute with the basketball. He's not out there trying to make friends. I mean, this guy's playing hard every time down, and it takes a lot of energy to be able to do that, and he just never seems to run out of it.
How did it feel to get the loudest ovation, cheer of the night, a visitor, if you will, and then were you tempted to come back in with the crowd chanting?
I was, but I can't. I couldn't move, man. I played the first quarter and I tried to give it all I had, and then, sitting down the second quarter, and I tried to loosen up in the locker room coming out, for the second half. I couldn't move well at all, and so, that and the fact that we were losing by 40, I would have loved to play against KD and chase Russell around a little bit more, but still appreciative of the fans' reaction.
You knew this season was going to be an emotional one, but now coming to the end of the farewell tour, were there any unexpected emotions along the way?
Tough to say. I mean, we'll see Wednesday. So far, I mean, I've been pretty cool about everything. Been very thankful about everything. Been very happy about everything. It hasn't really hit me yet, and so we'll see. We'll see if it does.
In a 20-year career, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment?
Coming back from the Achilles injury, and then fracturing my kneecap, and then coming back from that one, and then tearing my shoulder, and then here I am. Those are, it's tough to muster up the motivation to have to keep coming back from season and the injuries, man. It's very, very tough.
You look back on it, what's your biggest regret?
Biggest regret? I don't know. Regret's a tough one. Inevitably you're bound to have regrets no matter what decisions you make. So if I'm able to go back and change things that I'm regretful for, I'd be sitting here today being regretful about something else. And so that's a long-winded way of saying things are the way they are for a reason, and that's gotten me here to this point today. What I did was ask myself, do I want to come back from this? And if the answer is yes, then I focus on that being the end goal, and then I focus on the day-to-day activities. And that's a very hard thing to do because it's easy to look, at the process, the length that it takes to recover, and you get very discouraged from that. The hard part is concentrating on what you're doing in that moment, and it takes a lot of concentration to be able to do that step by step. That's the key.
Kobe, ¿hay algo dentro de ti que tiene ganas ya de que se acabe todo y descansar, ver, como decimos en España, el toro desde la barrera sin ningún problema?
No, estoy esperando el momento que me puedo descansar un poquito, ir a la playa.
Te quería preguntar también, ¿cuántas veces has intentado convencer a Russell Westbrook para que venga a jugar a Los Ángeles Lakers?
Esa pregunta no lo puedo responder.
You can answer that one in English too.
No hablo inglés.
Pero hubiera sido un muy buen candidato, un buen jugador para pasarle la antorcha del equipo. ¿No te da un poco de pena o no sé cómo sientes el no poder el no poder pasarle la antorcha a un buen jugador?
I don't speak Spanish.
Kobe, you've got a ton of gifts from almost every stop this season. I think they gave you one today with a book with handwritten notes.
Yeah.
Have you able to read that? Any of the notes yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to yet, but I'm looking forward to reading them. Yeah.
What did you just kind of think of that gift?
It was extremely thoughtful. I mean, it takes time for players to be able to sit down and be able to do that. And I think the biggest thing is to have memories. That's especially very personal things, like stories that I might have forgotten, from a particular matchup that they remember, and then they write it, and it's something that you can kind of go back to and remember those times on a very personal level. And it's a cool gift, man.
Kobe, you've been talking about how you've always been into meditation and something that you do very regularly. These days, when you meditate, where does your mind drift, and what has been on your mind recently as you approach this final game?
Same thing, storytelling, always. Structure, writing, organizing, things of that sort.
Is it mainly all basketball related, or is it something beyond that at this point?
No, it's not just basketball related. I think there's, it's sports related, sure, but I think there's spend most of my time thinking of the connectivity that sports has to everything that surrounds us. So I think sports has a very deeper connection to human nature, and it's looking for those common denominators and those similarities, and then how to communicate those in a very clear way, so that kids and the public are inspired by it at large.
Kevin Durant tonight, he passed the streak you actually had in 2006, I believe, of 64 straight 20-plus point games. Since you're one of the only guys to do it, just how tough is that? And what does that say about it?
Honestly, man, I don't even remember doing it. It's like so long ago, but it's he's such a fantastic player, man. I mean, he has no flaws in his game. I mean, when he first came in the league, he eliminated the weaknesses that he had. He pulled up, being able to pull up going right, be able to pull up going left. I mean, he's eliminated all of that stuff. I mean, there's literally nothing he can do, nothing he can't do offensively. So, man, I don't see that streak stopping anytime soon.
Story came out today with Players Tribune about J.R. Rider and you guys in practice going up against each other one-on-one. Looks like you remember what I'm talking about. What do you remember about that time? And in that story, you smoked him. Who beat you in one-on-one if that ever happened in practice?
No one. I'm not trying to be like, but that's what I do. You know what I mean? So if there's going to be a player that beat me, retired for, on that last shot in Utah in '98. That's about it.
The story goes with that players were just lining up, putting chairs out, bringing the popcorn, just ready for those one-on-ones.
It was bad. It was bad. He tried me. He tried me. And, it didn't work out too well for him. It was bad. It was bad.
You ever think about, you see all the talent now. Do you ever think about, actually playing, like telling them basically, hey, look, if you would have played me back in the day, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now? Seem like, no?
No. I mean, I think it's, I think that's just, it's pointless trash talking. You know what I mean? There's nothing that can be proven from that sort of stuff. I mean, it's more like, helping this generation be better. I mean, there's nothing to be gained from that. So no, I don't do that.
Kobe's pretty stellar career, 20 years. How much more does it mean that you get to do it in a Laker uniform?
It means everything. You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan, and so like it's like a dream come true for a kid to grow up, play for his favorite team, and play there for 20 years. His entire career, I've seen the city grow, I've seen the city develop, and vice versa. You know, there's no place I'd rather end my career.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Gracias.